There's this interesting trend that takes place in the Muslim community sometimes, where in the month of Ramadan, everything that a person, might have missed out on during the day, they might just replace in the evening. So, the evenings become sometimes, feasts, and become these spectacles sometimes of consumerism and materialism and all these different things, which at some level are kind of antithetical to the purpose of fasting, right? And that's not to pass any sort of judgment or any sort of, any sort of verdict on any organization or any person or any kind of activity. But it's just to kind of point out the fact that, while fasting is intended to increase somebody in awareness, what that should also mean is that a person is increased in their intentionality behind, how and why they do things. And that starts with how you eat, right? A good test of where a person kind of is falling on that scale, or how they're progressing on that journey, is, how they break their fast, right? Is a person kind of just eating with a level of dignity and a level of appreciation and a level of acknowledgement of Allah's blessing, and being intentional, and also eating, the proper amount, whereas a person then just kind of going to excess and, at some level maybe even eating more than they would have throughout that day if they weren't fasting. The same could be said of just this culture sometimes of consumerism and excess, and a person spends their entire evening, for example, buying or socializing, or and again, not to say that Ramadan is in effect is a communal practice. It's part of what makes it so beautiful, what makes it so significant, is that we do it all together, and we reinforce one another in this practice of ours. And it's this beautiful showcase of what the community has within it, and the beauty that we have within ourselves. But also, it can veer to this point of just of missing the point, kind of missing the purpose, right? Where fasting was intended to hold back and restrain, right? It can almost feel at times that we're just being completely unrestrained. And so one way for us to kind of think about that is, how intentional are we, right? How intentional are we with how we eat, how we spend, how we consume, how we engage, how we spend our time? All of those things should be refined through our process of awareness and through our process of fasting. And hopefully we can continue those habits in terms of being mindful about our spending, being mindful about our consumption, being more conscious consumers, but also more conscious human beings in general.